What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, another video. Today I'm going to do another geode, but it's going to be with some blues. Now, I had an idea to kind of incorporate some blues, golds, and stuff like that, make it kind of look a little bit more natural, and that's kind of what I'm going for. So let's get down here and talk about the colors. And the colors we're going to be using for this pour are light blue violet, light blue permanent, phthalo blue, bright aqua green. This is this little piggy's sapphire. This little piggy's blue eyes, 24 karat gold, and the base coat is going to be titanium white. So with that, let us start layering these cups out. It's a glorious day. How is everybody doing today? Hope you guys are doing amazing. It is the end of the day for me. The sun's already gone down. It's nice, cool, kind of breezy, but it's dark out there. So it's kind of nice, it's peaceful, it's quiet. So we're gonna start layering these colors in this cup. And I kind of think I want to do something a little bit different this time with this. I've only done one pour directly in the center, and I think I want to kind of change it up a little bit. Might want to do two separate areas of gems. I'm going to let this little piggy's metallics just kind of churn through. I'm going to still add small amounts of white because I really don't want a whole ton of white taking over the center. And let these just churn through. The sapphire color and the bright eyes from this little piggy is just such a beautiful color. I love it. I do want a little bit of this gold in there. This gold's thicker just because it's an actual paint and not a mica. There's no silicone in any of these colors. This is all just acrylic paint and pouring medium. The pouring medium I used is the Artist Loft pouring medium. Mixed it at a 2:1 ratio. And with that, we're gonna start doing our puddles. Now, I have a lot of paint, so I know I'm not going to use all of it. But I know I want to start and have two very different, distinct little geodes. All right, let's start our puddle with some of this glorious dark blue. I don't know if you can see that, but it is such a beautifully rich color. And this is that 24 karat gold that I just adore. Absolutely love that color so much. All right, so let's kind of get a little bit of contrast in there going. We don't do too much, don't really need too much contrast, because these bands are just gonna keep getting pushed out. Now let me add a little white so we don't completely lose that pigment to rolling under. And it's closer to that edge, so I'm not as concerned. We'll just do this preemptively for this gold. All right, now let's get a couple little rings going over here too. Man, that blue is so striking. That really deep, rich sapphire blue. Such a beautiful color. Got a couple drips, which is gonna make them slightly imperfect, but that's okay. Let's add a little bit of white. I'm anticipating that that white line will get disrupted so much that it might become so thin you don't even know it's there by the end of this one. All right. I'm gonna do a little test pour off the side. Just want to make sure that we're not getting a solid color. No, we're good to go. All right, here we go. It's a really light stream. We're getting a lot of those golds and whites. A whole lot of metallic goodness is going in there right now. It's completely beautiful. I am just mesmerized. Just watching the stream is enough for me. So I'm gonna interrupt it. And we're gonna do the same stream over here. I don't know if you can see that shimmer from that gold, but it is glorious looking. I love it. Trying to get some really, really fine lines and maybe slow it to a drop. All right, I'm gonna have to pour from the other side when I start that one again. All right, let me get a nice solid color. I did white on the other side, so let's do white now. Let's try to avoid drips, huh? And we'll do that really deep, dark blue in the center of this one. I love it. Let's add some white to these edges. Because as it continues to expand away from the center, colors are going to start rolling under. And I know that I have plenty of white. I will not be short on white at all. All right. And let's get a nice deep blue metallic pool in the center of this white. There we go. Beautiful. Maybe I'll put a splash of gold over here to kind of balance it out from the other side. And I love how it just pushes those rings out. And then some baby blue. I was going to try not to layer the two micas on top of each other if possible, but I think it's going to work out just fine. All right, nice little permanent light blue in the center there. See how that white ring and that sapphire is just contracting, getting much, much smaller. I love it. Already seeing the shimmer and sparkle going on. Woo! Beautiful, sir. All right, let's do these rings in here. Look at that gold. Trying to hold my hand as steady as I can, which is not very steady, but I'm making an attempt here. And these rings are they are so fine. It's gonna look really, oh man, dripped a little bit. It's okay. Because no stone is perfect, is it? All right, let's get a nice little ring pour going on this side. To kind of shrink down those huge bands of mica powder. Oh boy. I love how this one's showing up more like a deeper, darker blue. Starting to get a whole lot of that really beautiful phthalo blue going on in this one. It's mainly concentrated on one side, which is awesome. I'll try to slowly stop the stream. Oh yeah, that is glorious looking. I'm not going to adjust it too much, but I do want it to stay over there. And I think in one I'm going to add a white pool, and then the other one a deep blue. Not very big, because when you stretch this, these are going to expand a lot. And I don't want it to just be a big pit. All right, let's pick this up and recenter it just a little bit. Before we do that, let's give it something to work with on the sides. Whole nother tube of white. We are not worried about it. I do want it to be able to move and not roll under. All right. Now, since this part right here is already gone off the canvas, I'm gonna have to keep that in mind as we stretch. I want to try to maintain the semblance of the shape of the geode, but the ring pours don't have to stay perfectly circular, because the stones themselves are not perfect. And now you're seeing in this area the mica powders, being that they're much thinner than the rest, they're flowing faster than the actual paint. So if I'm not careful, I could completely distort this and it'll look just like a mess. But I'm loving this already. I think it looks great. I want to bring the bulk of the weight of the paint back to the center. And then what I have to do is clear off this workspace just a little, because I do want to spin. I need to. And clear off some of this excess paint, because there is a lot of paint on the canvas right now. And if I let it try to dry that way, just like I was telling you guys, it had a whole lot of different consistencies between the micas and the normal acrylics. I'll have a much higher chance of it cracking if I let it dry thick. So I'm going to try to bring the majority of the weight of this paint back to the center. I really love how that blue sapphire is interacting with this really light blue permanent, and then we're getting this cool, like, natural organic formation. All right, we're just gonna lightly spin it. I'm not trying to do anything too crazy. That is so cool looking. And that expanded it, which is what I was hoping it would do. And this one, I think I'm gonna leave some negative space on this one. I typically don't leave much negative space on paintings, but I know that if I try to cover the whole canvas with this, I'm gonna end up losing some really beautiful stuff off the side. And I really don't want to lose anything. I think this is just glorious the way it is. I do want to get that gold closer to the edge at the top. Trying not to sacrifice too much here. I know that I'm going to lose some of it, and that's okay. But I want to get it to where some of that gold starts going over the edge on that side, and then I could bring it back. There we go. Whole lot of negative space in this corner, but now that those colors have started to go over the side, we should be good, because now it will just continue to expand. I don't want to tilt too quickly. So if I tilt it too fast, it's going to damage all this glorious stuff going on. And I'm going to start losing parts that I absolutely love. So we are going to recenter this portion. And we're going to deal with the fact we have a little extra paint on the canvas. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try my best to control the drying process to a high enough degree to where we don't have any cracking or crazing going on. And that's going to be difficult, guys, but I will make sure that there's no direct fans or vents blowing in this room for one check. I will try to maintain the humidity in this room as well, so that it is at a constant level. Right now I'm just getting coverage across the entire piece. Putting a little paint here, a little paint there, letting it drip over the sides. Because that is the only way that the paint's going to continue to flow to the point where it might not crack and craze as well. Because when you have this much paint on the canvas, it is going to continue to shift, y'all. And that's okay. I don't mind it shifting. I'm going to scrape the bottoms of it and hope that it kind of helps it out a little bit. As the drips continue to pour over the side, it continues to pull that composition off the edge. So if you just let it continue to flow, it will continue to pull paint off the top. So I'm going to try to work through that as much as I can. One mistake that I made with the red one is I put the glass on too early. So now I am going to pop whatever bubbles I can. I'm going to put this onto a level surface for about 1 hour. And then we're going to come back to it. It'll be dry enough to where it's not flowing anymore, but it will be dry enough to where we can start applying the glass and it won't do anything we don't want it to do. So I'll be right back. All right, you guys, I let this sit here for 30 minutes and I'm sure this is looking very different than what you saw before. In the comments below, tell me what you think happened. And if you are right, I will let you know. But in the interest of, normally I would take something like this and I would try to do it again because everything is completely shifted. But I also know that a lot of us, me included, we don't have the money to be able to just scrap this and start over. So I'm gonna try to fix this as best as I can, because I do love the colors. I love a lot of the things that are going on. It's just, it isn't the same composition that I had when I started. And that was because of a problem I had. That was an error on my part. So I made a mistake. So now I'm gonna try my best to fix it for you guys. I'm gonna add some crushed glass in spots I feel like it should be, and see if we can bring this one back to life. I feel like this could have been so much nicer, but we're gonna save it, you guys. All of us together. But I'm probably gonna end up speeding through a lot of this because this is very, very time consuming part. And we'll cut back to it when we get to the point we're happy. Well guys, I mean, I really think that we were successful here. Now, we had some issues. We kind of worked through those as best as we could, and I actually think this one is very beautiful. The crystals kind of accentuate the lines, and it just makes it look pretty stunning. So come on down here and we're gonna check this thing out together. So I think that this one actually came out amazing. Now the composition is not what I was hoping for in the beginning, and we did have some problems with the paint shifting because of my balance. But all in all, I think this looks stunning.
If you want to watch another video just like this, click the screen right now and I'll see you there.